Please subscribe to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, subscribe, hete.
Face TV was Swoby.
And thank you so much for all that you do. Interestingly, yes, I was on the streets during the elections, and watching on the streets and also monitoring online. We'll say fairly, yes, it was fair. And there are places, I was fortunate to know of places where all parties had their negative vibes. So, but if you now take it by percentages, sincerely speaking, it was a free and fair elections. And you know, going by what the host also mentioned, we've witnessed elections as far back as even early 90s. We know what it used to be. Glory be to God, Nigeria is moving forward a step at a time. Yes, we may not be exactly where we want to be, but we have to always acknowledge the truth. This last election, yes, we have a decline. The number of voters and all that is reduced. The number of votes casted. However, it was fair by all ramifications. And that's if you're using logic to measure it. Say you want to do a percentage of all the places that voting was done, the number of polling units. For Lagos, we know we have over 13,000 polling units. And so if we have skirmishes in maybe about, let's even say 500 places, can you call what percentage would that give us? So for me, it was a free and fair elections. And then when we go to calling for interim government, I mean, who does that at this present age and time? When some people actually fought for this democracy, some were exiled for years, and then we are coming back to now say, okay, let's bring the military. Let the people who are raising these questions actually answer themselves sincerely. Are they willing to have that? Or the question of the Yoruba when they say, if it's not going to work for me, I'll rather mess it all up. So we have to be sincere to ourselves as Nigerians. We will always work towards addressing issues. The courts is there. People have already registered their grievances in the courts. Let the courts and let the process take its course. Why are you now trying to truncate it? So please, I appreciate what you have said, sir, and I truly believe that this was a free and fair election.
I salute your courage. Thank you. You're doing very well. But why do I salute your courage? Because I knew during the campaign, the electioneering, most pastors come together and decide to stay on one side. Why some are with Ashwaju, but they couldn't come out to speak because they believe they will be shut down and completely embarrassed completely. So I salute your courage once again. Then coming to the issue of the election, I think the election is the most freest election I've ever witnessed. Why do I say so? Because we can talk about the numbers of the voters and all that, but the beavers are supposed to be the game changer. Is this the game changer? Because the number we have been seeing over the years, since 1999 down to 2015, we could see the decline from 2015, 2019, and 2023. Because a measure was introduced in 2015, which reduced the number, the cook number from the southeast, from across the regions that always come. So the number was down. The beavers was now the game changer. So the number we are seeing now is the real number we are supposed to be having. It's not about the voters decline and all that. This is the reality on the table that we are seeing at the moment. So for those who are calling for the interim government and all that, that's not known to our law, number one. But they are just, I believe they want to be relevant. They just want to be relevant. Maybe till 2027, as the case may be. But they are calling for what is unknown to our law, and it's not healthy for our democracy, it's not healthy for our country. I think they should desist from doing that. Because when we look at pre-democracy, I witnessed it, I saw a lot of things. When we have issue of these protests, no first scarcity, and all that, because this Okada rider we are seeing today, most people might not know how it started. It started as a result of first scarcity during the military era. I have a senior in school while I was in secondary school, who happens to be my senior. He started the Okada rider in Ishagamu. and I knew I started. It was due to the first article and all that. I don't want to go into that. So now we are enjoying this democracy. We have challenges. That is fine. We are addressing the challenges. We will continue to address the challenges. For those who have lost this election, I think the right way to go is to go to court. They are in court already. They should follow the process all through. They shouldn't truncate the peaceful coexistence that we're enjoying in this country at the moment. Because to the best of my knowledge, with my findings, I've been on field. I was in Ogun State yesterday, talking to different kind of people, listening to them, even a journalist that has been fed with lies, believing Obi could win the election. I challenged him and I broke it down one after the other. At the end of the day, he said, you can't defeat these ABC people. I said, remember, you can't defeat these ABC people because we know what we are doing and we have the facts. I'll put it on the table for you. Obi has done well. In fact, I was surprised for Obi to have gotten the figure he got. He has performed based on his expectation, beyond his expectation. He campaigned across party, religious line and ethnicity. He delivered his number along that line. I think that is best enough. That is good enough. He should appreciate it and get it. Prepare himself for next election. Thank you very much. My name is Adebayo.
My name is Comrade Amechi Ume. I'm the convener of Rehabilitation of African Youths. RAIN. Talking about the election, you see, there is no fair election anywhere. Even in the United States, we could see what happened there. Trump and Biden, after they had the elections, there were arguments. But at the end of the day, thank God, in this nation, we have the tribunal, the electoral tribunal, which was set up, I think, by the former president, retired General Olusegun Obasanjo. You know, because everywhere there is no free freest election. You know, election is a game. Like on my Facebook wall, I likened election to the football game. Sometimes in 2000, when Nigeria played with Cameroon, I think Victor Beba came out to take a penalty kick. He played the ball, and he scored it because then there were no this VAR then. And the ball entered the net, crossed the line. And Victor Bella, because of his reaction, he held his head, and the goal was disallowed. And Cameroon won the election. Won the football game. And if you look at it, election, I liken it to the football game. It is not, at times in a football game, players are given red card, like 3 players down, and at the end of the day, you wouldn't tell me the umpire, being the INEC official, is the referee of the game. And you wouldn't tell me at the end of the day, if he disallows a goal, you people will call that, oh, it's supposed to be a goal. An umpire is the person that decides who wins a game. The same thing with the election that has been conducted. To me, the election was free and fair and credible. That was why the Labour Party could produce about 40 National Assembly members and a governor. If it wasn't free and fair, I don't think this thing, they will have even one person representing them. So to me, for all those calling for interim government, I say no to interim government because we've been enjoying free flow of transition from 1999 till date. I don't see why anybody will be calling for interim government because the election, to me, and from what all Nigerians have seen, we've spent over 300 billion naira. So do you want us to spend more money in this scarce resources? No, those money should be used to help and build hospitals, schools for the people, and maybe probably industries, so that our teeming youths can be gainfully employed. Thank you very much.
My name is Dauda Hassan. Sincerely, I didn't know why some Nigerians some youth nowadays use are behaving like this. Something is one of the major solutions to this problem we are facing. There are some people calling for interim government is for the government and society to embrace studying or learning of history. I'm a teacher by profession. That wasn't like before election. I decided to show the civil war. I decided to display it on screen to my students for them to see the reality. So we shouldn't call for listen. People need to be reoriented. They need orientation and reorientation on the issue of calling for. Even there was about 3 days ago, I watched a video of youth standing in front of the military headquarters in Abuja that please come and take over. They come and take over for what? And for them, if you orientate them, the reason for military taking over, look at the election that was very peaceful, most peaceful election in Nigeria, free and fair election. And for people now calling for military to take over for what? And I didn't know why. I didn't know maybe a Nigerian NBC, Nigerian Democratic Coalition, maybe they are not really. Sincerely, they are working. Maybe they are not really working as expected because I think maybe they are maybe they are politicizing their duty because you can see on social media now people are all hatred, messages, sending messages on social media, causing hatred, causing disunity in this country. So some people ought to have been, some media ought to have been banned, suspended, or some for all this. So the government and the society, we have to embrace the knowledge of history. So for this youth, the incoming generation youth, for them to know the implication of calling for war, and for them to realize the effect of calling for military to take over the country. Thank you very much.
The state leader for Coalition of Muslim Women for Asiwaju. Wow. As Muslim women, thank you very much. As Muslim women, we had to look at all the candidates that contested in the election, and we couldn't settle for the best. We felt we need to settle for the best. So, looking at past records, Asiwaju met the criteria, and that was why we went all out to campaign for him, and to God be the glory, he won. To me, calling for an interim government would put the country on hold, and not only that, it can also truncate the democracy we are yet to fully reap from the dividends. So I believe we should all work together to resist the call for interim government. Asiwaju has won, and it was a landslide victory, and by God's grace, it's going to assume that seat, whether they like it or not. Thank you.
Please subscribe to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, subscribe, hete.
Face TV was Swoby.